changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration. And today's inspiration is all about the American flag because today is Flag Day. This story comes to us courtesy of Cassandra Burns, who wrote about an amazing experience for our new book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Military Families. Cassandra was a new airman attending technical school in Monterey, California. She was on duty on July 4th when she got a call. The base flag's straps had snapped in the extreme wind of the early morning, and the flag was falling. She and another airman drove to the site to check things out. A maintenance man who happened to be on base and had made the call was attempting to lift the flag, but it was unbelievably large and heavy. Cassandra's fellow airman, the maintenance worker, and she each took a corner of the flag and held it off the ground. It was a difficult task for the three of them to do alone. But you know the rule. The American flag is not allowed to touch the ground, and Cassandra and her team were making sure that flag stayed up. They managed to call their sergeant to inform him of the situation, and he said he would make some calls and be there to assist as soon as he could. The three of them were already feeling the extreme weight of the flag in their 6 arms, but they had no choice but to stay the course and hold that flag up. They took turns removing one hand from the flag and using their cell phones to call and text people to get help. But remember, it was July 4th, so there weren't very many people who were reachable or available. It was a Friday and the first day of a 3-day holiday weekend. The sergeant did arrive about an hour later. He was frantically trying to find someone who could fix the straps so that they could raise the flag back up the pole. But he kept getting messages that everyone was closed for the long weekend. So he joined the three of them and took a corner of the flag, and another hour passed. He had called everyone he could think of, and so had the three of them. So all they could do was wait now. The 4 of them continued to hold the flag as high as they could, but they were exhausted, and now it was starting to get hot outside, too. Finally, a car pulled up, and then 2 more airmen who were not on duty got out and walked toward them. They each took a spot, and that helped a lot. And those new people used one hand to call some friends who were on their way to the beach, and they got their friends to turn around and come back. So half an hour later, a few more cars pulled up, full of airmen coming to help. Now they had lots of people holding the flag, but it was still heavy and the sun was beating down on them. Cassandra and the other original people had been there more than 4 hours. Finally, the sergeant got a call telling him that they should fold up the flag the official, respectful way as best they could. None of them really knew how to do it as well as the honor guard would, but they did their best. And then they separated, some to go back to their holiday weekend plans, and a few, like Cassandra, to go back to their Friday duties. Throughout the remainder of the day, Cassandra thought about how they all held that flag off the ground without complaining and without any thought of giving up. Interestingly, she says they had not actually been taught in basic training that they were supposed to keep the flag off the ground, but somehow they knew. And I think we all know that, whether we were taught it at school or at summer camp or at a sports arena, we all know that you don't let the American flag touch the ground. Cassandra says that her arms ached for days, but she had never been prouder. And somehow, that gargantuan flag, once it was fixed and back up the pole, seemed to fly even higher over the base than it had before it broke. Cassandra says, on that day, I learned the meaning of true patriotism, and that is something I will never forget. And that's why she called her story, Finding True Patriotism in a Fallen Flag. So that's one of the 101 fabulous stories in Chicken Soup for the Soul Military Families, which you can find now at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and wherever else books are sold. It's a wonderful read for current service members and their families, and also for veterans. We've been getting a lot of fan mail from veterans who tell us how much they're enjoying the book. Come back tomorrow for Thoughtful Thursday, With Father's Day coming this weekend, we're going to look at how one woman renewed her relationship with her father after not seeing him for 14 years by getting up the courage to make one little phone call. I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for listening today. If you want to learn more about our new books and everything else going on at Chicken Soup for the Soul, join the 2 million people who follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or visit our website, chickensoup.com.